Hello everyone, Hooving Queen here, and well, time for another 4th Doctor episode review, and today we're going to be looking at Terror of the Zygons. Here we go. An unseen force attacks and destroys an oil rig in the North Sea. In rural Scotland the day after the attack, the Doctor, Sarah Jane Smith, and Harry Sullivan arrive in a small village where Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart and Unit are investigating the rig's destruction. Helkel, a representative of Hibernian Oil, the company which owned the rig, explains that 3 other rigs have been destroyed in similar circumstances in the past month. He leads the Doctor, Harry, and the Brigadier to Hibernian Oil's headquarters, where survivors of the rig's destruction are having their injuries treated. Meanwhile, another survivor, named Monroe, washes up on a shoreline. Dun dun dun. At the village's inn, Sarah talks to the landlord, Angus, and admires a stuffed deer's head. Okay. Angus reveals the head was a gift from the Duke of Forgill, a local landowner, and tells her an old legend about Tulloch Moor, where many people have disappeared in the mist over the centuries. On his way back to the village, Harry sees Monroe on the moor, but before Monroe can reveal what happened to the rig, he's shot dead by Caber, one of the Duke of Forgill's servants. A second shot severely injures Harry. Oh no! The Doctor turns to the inn and starts work on a radio probe to check for localized signal jamming, but receives a phone call stating Harry has been found injured on the moor. He and Sarah visit Harry in Hibernian Oil's sickbay, where he is sedated and being cared for by a nurse named Sister Lamont. While Sarah stays with Harry, the Doctor leaves and spots a piece of wreckage from a destroyed rig pierced with strange holes. He takes it back to the inn and makes a plaster cast of inside the holes, which resemble large fangs. Well, I guess not the Zygons I had to worry about, but in Dracula instead. At the sickbay, Harry starts to awaken. Sarah tries to telephone the Doctor, but is grabbed by an orange-skinned creature. I would make a joke about that, but you know what? I'm not going to. Besides, these reviews are for fun, and hey, I don't want to get anyone's, and hey, I'm not one, and hey, I don't want to start a political conversation here, so let's just leave it at that. Hearing Sarah screams over the phone, the Doctor races to the sick bay. Sister Lamont tells him she found Sarah gone and Harry's bed empty. The Doctor finds Sarah in a decompression chamber, but before she can explain what happened, the creature locks him in and removes the air from the chamber. The Doctor hypnotizes Sarah into limiting her breaths, and puts himself under a similar trance. Sergeant Benton finds them and unlocks the pressure door. At the inn, the Brigadier is briefing one of his officers when gas floods the room, rendering them unconscious. Harry is brought to the spaceship of the Zygons, which is deep underwater. Their leader, Broton, reveals the ship crashed on Earth centuries ago, but while they waited for a rescue, the Zygon home planet was destroyed in a stellar explosion. The Zygons plan to conquer Earth and command a mammalian sea monster called a Scaracin, which they have upgraded into an armored cyborg and sent to destroy the oil rigs. They also have several humans held captive, including the Duke, Caber, and Sister Lamont. The Zygons are capable of shape-shifting and use their captives' body prints to mimic them. Meanwhile, the Doctor, Sarah, and Benton return to the village to find everyone drugged by nerve gas. When the people start to wake up, the Doctor deduces the gas was let off so something could pass through unseen. Once again, further proof that the Doctor is Sherlock Holmes. Helkel gives the Doctor a strange device which he found in the wreckage, and he hypothesizes it is what summons the sea monster, attracting it by sending out a mating call. Ooh my. The dead body of a unit soldier is found on the moor, and the Doctor and the Brigadier go to investigate, leaving Sarah at the inn. A Zygon disguised as Harry arrives at the inn and takes a signal device, but Sarah is suspicious of Harry's behavior and pursues him with a troop of soldiers. Good plan. She follows him into a barn, where he is hiding on the upper level. He attacks Sarah with a pitchfork, but falls from the ledge and dies, reverting to his original form. Before he can be taken away, though, Broton disperses the corpse. When the Doctor and the Brigadier return, Sarah wonders how the aliens knew they had the signal device. Unit searches the inn, and Broton sends the Scaracin to attack the village. As the signal device starts to beep, the doctor takes it to lure the monster away, while the Brigadier tries to trace the activating signal. As he runs on to the moor, the semi-organic device attaches itself to the doctor's hand, so as the Scarcin approaches him, he is unable to remove the device. Uh-oh. On the Zygon ship, Harry rushes into the control room and randomly hits the controls, causing the device to fall off the doctor's hand and allowing him to evade the Scarcin. Whew! Rotan assumes the Scarcin has killed the doctor and calls it back. Yeah. I don't think so there, buckaroo. The doctor retrieves the device and reunites the Brigadier with Sarah, who have tracked the signal to Loch Ness. They visit Forgill Castle and meet with the Duke of Forgill, who does not believe the doctor's claims of aliens inhabiting the loch. Of course, a non-believer. Gee, what a shock. At the inn, Angus finds hidden surveillance cameras within the eyes of the stuffed deer head, which the Zygons have been using. But before he can tell anyone about it, a Zygon disguised as Sister Lamont kills him and removes the cameras. Sergeant Benton finds Angus's body and leads the unit troops in pursuit of the killer. They track the Zygon down to a nearby forest and open fire. The Brigadier is informed that unit are pursuing a Zygon, and he and the doctor leave Sarah at the castle to research the history of the Loch Ness monster, which they suspect was inspired by the Scarcin. In the forest, the wounded Zygon disguises itself as Lamont, knocks out a soldier, and steals a jeep. At the castle, Sarah triggers a hidden switch and finds a hidden passage. Yay! She ventures into the dark tunnel, which leads into the Zygon ship. The Duke, who was actually Broton in disguise, discovers the open route and brings the Zygon wounded by unit into the tunnel. In the ship, Sarah frees Harry from his cell and sneaks him back to the castle, where they meet with the doctor and the Brigadier. The doctor explores the tunnel, but is taken prisoner by the Zygons, who seal the entrance. The Brigadier orders for Loch Ness to be depth-charged, but the Zygon ship emerges from the lock and takes off. Oh boy. The Brigadier orders unit to follow the Zygon ship, while Sarah and Harry search Forgill Castle for clues of what the Zygons are planning. Sarah finds documents revealing the Duke of Forgill is president of the Scottish Energy Commission, but Harry dismisses the information as useless. Oh, gee, that almost sounds like something that happened in a Game of Thrones episode that aired earlier this year. They return with the Brigadier to London, while the ship lands in a quarry and the Scarcin swims out to sea. Rotan, taking the Duke's form, tells the doctor that a Zygon refugee ship is coming to Earth, but will take many centuries to arrive. In the meantime, the Zygons plan to restructure Earth's environment to make it suitable for them to inhabit. When Broton leaves the ship to plant a signal device on his chosen target, the doctor rigs some of the organic technology in his cell and sends in transmission. Escaping from the cell, he frees the real Duke, Sister Lamont, and Caber, and uses his sonic screwdriver to set off the ship's fire alarm. While the Zygons are distracted, the doctor ushers the captives out of the ship and activates his self-destruct setting. Good plan. When unit arrive at the quarry, the doctor and the captives escape from the ship before it explodes. They trace Broton's target to London, close to the Thames, and the Brigadier and the Duke explain that the Prime Minister is attending the first International Energy Conference at Stambridge House, which is near the river. Dun dun dun! Because the Duke is president of the Scottish Energy Commission, the disguised Broton will have a pass into the meeting. When Unit and the Doctor reach Stambridge House, Broton has placed a signal device in the basement to lure the Scarcin. The Doctor confronts him, they fight, and the Brigadier shoots Broton dead. Yay! The Scarcin emerges from the Thames, and the Doctor throws the signal device into his open mouth. Satisfied, the monster swims away, heading back to Loch Ness. Whew! Returning to Scotland, the Brigadier tells the Duke the incident will be covered up. Hooray! The Doctor leads him into the woods where the TARDIS is, and offers everyone a lift. The Brigadier and Harry decline, but Sarah asks to be taken straight back to London. The Doctor promises, and they depart. Whew! Man, that was a lot going on in that episode, huh? Anyway, let's look at some production elements of this story. Interested in gaining new writers for Doctor Who, script editor Robert Holmes discussed ideas for the program with Robert Banks Stewart. After their meeting in early 1974, Stewart devised a storyline for a 6-part adventure called The Secret of Loch Ness. Stewart felt that Scotland's legendary Loch Ness monster will make an ideal basis for a story because there were so few details about the mythical creature. Although first focusing on the Loch Ness Monster itself, Holmes encouraged Stewart to concentrate more on the Zygons, the shape-shifting aliens of the story. As the story evolved, it was known variously as the Secret of the Loch Ness Monster, the Zygons, and finally, Terror of the Zygons. Terror of the Zygons was originally intended as the finale for Season 12, ending the TARDIS crew's continuous adventures and delivering Harry Sullivan back to Earth. Instead, due to scheduling concerns, the serial was held back as the first story of Season 13. Due to budgetary constraints, location filming in Scotland was not possible, and outdoor scenes for the Terror of Zygons were all shot in West Sussex. The North Sea beach scenes were filmed on the beach at Climping. Scenes on Tullochmore were shot at the Common at South Amersham in the South Downs, and the landing area for the Zygon spaceship was filmed at Hull Aggregates Quarry in Storrington. John Woodnutt had previously appeared as Hibbard in The Spearhead from Space and Draconian Emperor in Frontier in Space, and would go on to play Consul Siron in The Keeper Traken. Angus Lenny had previously played Storr in The Ice Warriors. This was Nicholas Courtney's last regular appearance in the series. The Brigadier would next be seen. The Brigadier would next be seen in Mordred Undead almost 8 years later. So yeah, I guess overall, it's a pretty interesting story and a great introduction to the Zygons, who we would then see again at the 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, and with a serious upgrade. And let me tell you, it was a good one too. So, overall, I give Terror of the Zygons 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me join me next week as we go to the planet of evil. So, until then, this is Hoovy and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt, when I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.